in today's video.
So let me show you a foolproof way to make dark trap melodies easily with this formula. That's hard as hell, bro. What are you talking about? Welcome to another video, you guys. My name is SIKKY. Hope you guys are having a great day. This is the first beat that I made after this horrible beat block that I've been having all week. It's beautiful. That's what you're thinking. It's a beautiful melody. Now, when I was sitting in my backyard, I was watching a melody beat making tutorial. And as I was watching, I was like, damn, if I wasn't overthinking and trying to make the most complicated, over the top, super polished melody, I could probably make something like this too. Wait, why don't I make something like this? So let me show you a foolproof way to make dark trap melodies easily with this formula. Now I'm gonna show you guys how to make dope guitar melodies in the next video, so make sure you turn on some post notifications because we're gonna be making them with guitar pedals and you guys are gonna love it. No one's talking about guitar pedals. So if you wanna see that video, notifications, subscribe, and smash that thumbs up. Let's get this video to 2,000 thumbs up. Okay, let me just put on my headphones. If you guys have a recommendation, these ones seem to be falling apart. They're like all weird and peeling, and this is my third pair, so no more this, but we're gonna get a different pair. But if you have a recommendation, let me know, and let me show you the melody that we're working with. That's crazy. Oh my God. The way that those drums bounce and that syncopated rhythm right at that end there, chef's kiss, amazing. But let me break down how you make a melody like this. Super simple. Step one is to pick a scale. Now I've gone with A minor. It doesn't matter what scale you pick because at some point in my beat making process, I pitch things up and down to find the right deep low end bass area. So that means shifting the whole melody up or down depending on how my 808 sounds. For now, I've gone ahead with the scale or the key of A minor. Step two is you want to pull up a piano sound. Do not make things complicated for yourself by trying to find great presets or all this stuff. Start with a piano, keep it simple, and get the melody down first before you get lost trying to find the sound that works. I'm using Spectrasonic's Keyscape, and we've got the LA Custom C7. It's literally the first preset that I pulled up. The next step is to put down the root notes for your melody. Now, because we're trying to make a dark trap melody, the darkest melody that I can think of historically is the Jaws melody, literally 2 notes. Gone ahead with E, and then we go into the F right here. So these are our root notes. Here's how it sounds. In my opinion, if you pick 2 notes, it's gonna sound more dark than picking 4 notes out of the scale for your root progression. So that's why we've gone with 2. Next, I went and added some chords. The notes that I've picked are just what sounded good to me, and it's super easy because I stuck within the highlighted scales that you see on the screen. So check this out. This is what we came up with. That's hard as hell, bro. What are you talking about? For the counter melody, place some notes within the scale that we picked earlier on, and then just find something that feels good. Don't worry if it doesn't sound good, try a couple of different ideas. Quick little pro tip for when you're making melodies, try a couple of different ideas. When you have something like the root notes laid out and the chord progression and you want to come up with some counter melodies, come over here to pattern 1, right click, click clone, and once you've cloned it, now you've got 2 patterns of the exact same melody, but what you can do is you can come up with a different melody over here on the second pattern. Let's actually come up with a counter melody. So let's play it. I'm gonna bring this down an octave. I'm gonna turn off the effects that I have, which I'll go over in a second. Let's just put in some notes, whatever feels good. And then once you have something you'd like, just duplicate it over again, and then maybe just change it up a little bit. Once you have your second counter melody or your second idea and you want to see what sounds good seamlessly without having to pause and get a better idea, take your mouse, hover over pattern clips right here, and scroll a wheel up and down as the song is playing. So check this out. Now you have two different ideas, and you can use both of them if you want, for a verse or for a chorus, different parts for different sections. All cool, there's no rules to any of this. If anything, they're training wheels. I like my first pattern, so I'm gonna keep that. And once you have it, I want you to take that melody, pitch it up one octave, because now we're gonna get into the gross beat, the halftime, the cool effects to make it saucy. Now, once you have your counter melody, now I've got an EQ here, boosting a lot. Don't worry, it sounds good. You've been hearing it earlier on. Throw on something like halftime. I've got this preset bank that I've been making for my Patreon supporters. So if you guys want this exact bank, you guys can check the link in the description and grab it. And thank you for supporting the channel. And the D-Click 3, which actually kind of sounds like Fruity Slicer. And to glue everything together, I put on the Good Herds Valve compressor, which has a little bit of a wow flutter RC20-like feel to it. Check it out. Next, we're gonna add in a layer of texture. Now, if you haven't seen my video about texture or about the 6 elements that make a great melody, check out the link over here. We're gonna add some texture. And the way we're gonna do that is we're gonna copy the MIDI pattern that we have on our main melody over to a second Omnisphere or whatever plugin that you want. And we're gonna just look through some pads, maybe some string sounds, and find something that's floaty, something twinkly, something with a lot of detail. And don't worry, we're gonna add even more texture with the processing that we do. But for now, this is what we've got. And we're just gonna tuck this into the back, especially with the processing, it's gonna sit a lot quieter. When it comes to the processing, we've got FabFilter Q3 to kind of clear up some of those peaking sounds a little bit. Then we've got some gross beat again with the halftime and this bounce preset, which adds a little bit of a bounciness to it. And then a second gross beat bank for the texture. This is going to add like a little bit of some pitch up and down, and we're blending it in half with the little blend knob here. And we've also done the D-Click C mode here. And next after that, I added in Native Instruments Phases. I love this phaser plugin. This is going to help create a little more movement in the stereo spectrum. And then after that, I've added this free plugin from iZotope called Ozone. This is to make it really blow out into the sides. Now let's check out what this sounds like after we've done all this crazy processing. Now, when we play that with our main piano, this is what it kind of sounds like. And we're gonna blend it in quietly. Bring it down. Details matter, the little things matter. And that thing, when I'm sitting there back on my chair listening to music and I have my eyes closed, those little details, I can hear them in songs. So I like to incorporate a little bit of that into music. It kind of gives it something special. It kind of gives it that pop feel, that top 40 kind of sound. So for this next part, we want to add in some type of lead. And so what I added was this flute. Let's check it out and then I'll explain what we did. Super simple, there's not a whole lot going on. Put things together, it sounds full and complete. And once we add in the drums, it's everything. In order to make that counter melody, that lead part, find a sound that it could be a flute, it could be a lead synth. The way that I did that was I copied the scale that I had and I moved it over to my flute part. And then I just clicked in a couple of notes that felt good. Once I had the notes that I wanted to, the pitch wheel on my keyboard, I just kind of flicked it every now and again and recorded that as part of the MIDI pattern. And the way to do that is to just right click on the record button and enable the automation. And now the process processing for it. The processing, again, we added a little bit of that gross beat sauce. I've got a preset here called Wobble Beat to create a more tense sound, and then I blended it in a little halfway. I duplicated this twice because I wanted it to sound like 3 or 4 different flute players, but everyone's a little bit off time, a little tuned. And then we layered that again with Valve compressor to kind of squeeze that together a little bit. Then we put a little reverb on top of that from Valhalla DSP, and then we put a little EQ on there, and you can see that we've got that same kind of boost for that clarity. This is what it sounds like without the processing and then with it. Now, everything I've added is the absolute bare minimum that I will try and have. Once I have all of those elements, then is the time for me to add some drums. Once I have the drums, then it's time to arrange. If you guys enjoyed this video, remember to smash that thumbs up, subscribe, and follow me on Instagram and Twitter for dope behind the scenes content. And if you want to support this channel and get a bunch of dope free stuff, you can check out my Patreon account. It'll be linked in the description. For today's question of the day, leave a comment letting me know what your process is for making melodies. I'm sure there's someone in the comments that's having Beatblock right now, and if you can give them a step-by-step, I'm sure they'll be super grateful. I know I was when I got that response from you guys in the community tab. That's it for this video. No more rambling. Hope you guys have an awesome day. I'll see you guys in the next video. These headphones are definitely coming off. They're mad and comfortable. See you guys in that next video. Peace.